Germany's media landscape is so diverse it's difficult to maintain an overview. Whether we're talking about newspapers and magazines, television, radio or the internet, when it comes to information or entertainment, people here have a wealth of possibilities at their fingertips. This amount of choice exists in few other countries. The German media industry also has economic clout, turning over billions of euros and providing jobs. Many freelancers work in this industry, most of them in the country's main media hubs, Hamburg, Berlin and Cologne. The sector isn't only economically significant. The freedom of the press, TV and radio is enshrined in Germany's constitution, which also outlaws censorship. The media's role is to monitor and criticize, thereby helping to make politics more transparent.
It
is an indispensable ingredient in a democracy. It can criticize and comment on social conditions, enabling individuals to broaden their horizons and to fight for achievements such as free public speech. These are highly cherished values that must be defended.
The Federal Press Conference also serves that end. The journalists gathered here report regularly on the business of federal politics. They invite politicians to attend the conferences and expect answers to their questions. It's an internationally unique tradition that goes back 60 years. Let's switch to TV. Here at the Berlin Museum for Film and Television on Potsdamer Platz, you can get a good idea of what Germans have tuned into over the years. The permanent exhibition captures significant moments of an otherwise transient medium. Germans watch up to 3 hours of television on average every day. Radio and television have their own particular structure. There's public service broadcasting with an extensive network of national and regional broadcasters and one mission: to report objectively and comprehensively and provide information, education, culture and entertainment in both Western and Eastern Germany. After the dissolution of Communist East Germany, its state broadcasting company was merged with the Western service. Public broadcasters are financed mainly by audience license fees. And then there are the private broadcasters, funded by advertising revenue. The media industry, including TV of course, continues to evolve. There are currently huge changes underway, thanks primarily to the internet.
I can become a provider myself. That means I can put my information, my photos and my videos on the net for free. This in turn means that providers can't continue to levy a charge to access their web page. In other words, we're moving towards a market that is becoming more and more crowded and more complicated.
These days, the mass media no longer call the shots. Users play a significant role and can simply call up their favorite programs online. Just walking into a German newspaper shop can make you dizzy. The sheer variety and range of publications is enormous, as is the spectrum of views they represent. There are more than 350 daily newspapers alone, not including Sunday and weekly papers and countless magazines. Many publishing dynasties have influenced the print media landscape for decades. The Cologne media group Dumont Schauberg, for example, which has always remained firmly in family ownership and is one of Germany's biggest publishing houses, with a portfolio of daily newspapers, free sheets, books and shareholdings in radio stations.
Family tradition plays a key role in the business. People often ask me how a family can pass on a business over 12 generations. In my view, this is partly because we have always had a very strong social tradition, and we've always been able to retain enough readers and customers who have bought our products.
This branch of the industry has also been subject to radical changes. For years now, publishers have also had a parallel internet presence to help readers keep abreast of the latest developments. And how do journalists keep themselves informed? They research and read news agency feeds, such as the German press agency, the DPA. The information is sent directly to editorial offices and can be called up on reporters' computers throughout the world. Germany, the home of Gutenberg, is also famous for being a book-loving nation. New publications are hotly discussed every year at the major book fairs in Frankfurt and Leipzig. And digital developments are also making themselves felt in this sector. Germany's public overseas service is called Deutsche Welle. It broadcasts radio and television throughout the world, as well as having an online service. The broadcaster is a multimedia advocate of human rights, freedom and democracy. After all, people in many countries don't otherwise have access to objective and independent reporting. Deutsche Welle broadcasts in 30 languages, from Berlin and Bonn, from the heart of Europe. In view of the fast-moving nature of the industry, it's no wonder that there's a need for discussion and reflection. For example, at Deutsche Welle's Global Media Forum, which is supported by the Federal Foreign Ministry and takes place in the former Parliament building in Bonn. It's a unique opportunity to discuss the latest trends at a global level.
I think it's important that we re-examine what qualities journalism must demonstrate and what qualifies it as such.
The forum also provides a stage for journalists who aren't able to report freely in their home countries. They've made it to the top of their profession. Many smart people have influenced Germany's media landscape over the years. Working in the media is a fashionable career choice, but of course good journalists don't fall out of the sky. It pays to start early, with an internship or a visit to a TV studio to gain a first impression. Journalism is hard to break into if you're changing careers. An academic qualification and a period of practical training are standard prerequisites. Since September 2009, students have been able to take a Master's in International Media Studies, a cooperative project between Deutsche Welle, Bonn University and Bonn University of Applied Sciences. It's a 4-semester bilingual course teaching students what constitutes journalism in theory and practice.
We've got many people from different countries in our class. In other words, it's a truly global village.
We Brazilians compare everything with soccer, so for me, a master's would be a ticket to the Bundesliga.
The first year's intake includes students from 13 countries. They're eager to learn as much as they can. Back at home, they hope to become the media movers and shakers of the future. The media scene is diverse and could become even more so in the near future. Rana Gurolu works as a freelance journalist in Berlin and is involved in an initiative called Neue Deutsche Medienmacher, New German Media Makers. The first independent nationwide network of its kind in Germany brings together journalists from immigrant backgrounds.
We want more journalists from immigrant backgrounds in editorial offices and in key positions, or at least journalists aware of the relevant issues. We want to contribute to the decision-making process about how a story is reported and greater heterogeneity to ensure that particular viewpoints are more strongly represented.
The initiative is hoping to win support from people with or without immigrant backgrounds via seminars and discussion groups. It aims to dispel prejudices and pass on practical suggestions to journalists working in Germany's vibrant media landscape.